Hello student, I am your new business study teacher Vijay. In this channel, you will learn the various topics of 11th and 12th class business studies. So make sure to subscribe this channel and put the notification on always. So whenever I will upload a video, you will get the notification. And if this video helped you in any way, make sure to like this video. Thank you. Selection can be defined as discovering most promising and most suitable candidate to fill up the vacant job position in the organization. Selection process, as I said you that we are going to discuss this today, is a very tedious, is a very lengthy process, but it is a very important one also. So before we understand and before we have the explanation of this selection process, just have the explanation of this selection. Selection is the second activity when we talk about in the staffing process. We have done already the recruitment. We have invited the people from outside through recruitment. Mind it, recruitment is a positive process because we are searching the different candidates for our vacant posts from different sources. So what we are doing in recruitment, we are inviting them. We are inducing them to come to us. So it's a totally positive process. While before I start the selection and the procedure of it, I would like to say that selection is just opposite to recruitment because selection is a negative process. Calling the people from different sources is recruitment, so it involves positivity. While sending the unsuitable candidates in the form of rejection is what selection is. So totally I can say that selection is a negative process because we are ignoring, we are sending the people back, we are rejecting them, but the intention is very much positive. Why? Because we want to have a perfect, the most suitable candidate for my vacant post if I am considering myself as a manager. So selection process as end result of recruitment function receive large number of applications. So selection process begins at the stage by screening the applications. In screening, the number of rejected applicants is generally more than the selected candidates. This is what I said. That is why selection is always considered as a negative process. Please mind it. But the intention is positive. We want to have the perfect, the most suitable candidate for us. So let's see and start the process of selection. Before I start, once again I would like to say the process that we are going to see and understand and see the explanation of it, it is an ideal process. I am not saying that all the organization are following this procedure. It totally depends upon the managers. Managers themselves have to choose the way, the method through which they are screening, they are selecting the employees. It is totally upon the manager because what I have said and what I always believe is that managers are the captain of the ship. Managers are the persons who are going to take decision. They are going to determine what is the way the best suited for them. This is the common acceptable method of the process of selection that we are studying. So let's start this process. The first point that is coming in our way is preliminary screening. The basic screening, the first screening. What does this mean? Preliminary screening is done to eliminate unqualified and misfit candidates based on the information supplied in the application form. Now listen. People, when they are applying to us and if they are coming to us, the first thing that they are going to do is they are going to fill up the application form. They are going to give the information, the basic information like their name, the address, the qualification, the interest, the experience that they are having. They are going to mention all those things in the application form. The first thing for the manager, for the selection committee, those who are having this selection procedure, they are considering the selection procedure. The person who is doing so, they are going to screen those application at the first level. It is preliminary screening so as to eliminate unqualified and misfit candidates. from the first stage. At the first stage, what the manager or this selection person is doing, he is eliminating those who are unqualified, which was not called, which was not even invited for that, but they have also applied for it. So what we are doing now, we are eliminating unqualified and misfit candidates based on the information that they had supplied to us in the application form. So that was the first point. Now we'll proceed to the second point of this process, and that is selection test. This is the most vital and the important step, I would like to say, in this selection process. Selection test. The organizations prefer to conduct written test to find out the practical knowledge of the candidate. It is very much essential for the organization to know that what, how, and what of which quality the candidate is. He is very much supposed to know the details of the candidate who has applied for this post. Okay, so this is to know the practical knowledge of the candidates. The types of tests to be conducted, it totally depends on the requirement of the organization. It's a very simple funda that it depends upon the requirement of the organization which type of test they are conducting. The companies anyway can follow and can have these type of tests. In fact, they can have their own tailor-made test, but we'll learn some of the basic tests the companies are taking. They are holding these tests to know the efficiency, to know the proficiency as well as the potentiality of the candidate who has applied in our company. Okay, so let's see these tests. The first one, let's see these tests in an order. Okay, so I would like to begin to let you know and throw the light on the first type of test that the company wants to know about the candidate is that whether this candidate is having IQ level to our standard or not. Intelligence test. This kind of psychological test, sort of a psychological test, basically which is used to measure the level of intelligence quotient, which we have knowing it as IQ level of an individual. It is very much necessary for the company to know the reality regarding the intelligence of the candidate who has applied to us. It is an indicator of judging a person's ability to take decisions and judgment. Just imagine a candidate who's having low IQ level. How can you know, the hire any of the employee who is having level of intelligence to a very low level? It is very much necessary for the company to hire a person who is having a good IQ level. So this is the test which is meant to judge the person's ability whether they are good to take the decisions. How this person will be taking the decision and judgment. Mind it, these tests are all a sort of written test which you are holding for the employee to know their various abilities of these persons. They are not we are not going to meet the employees at this level. Okay, so we are testing their levels of intelligence by some questions. Let's see the second type of a test, and that is aptitude test. This test is conducted to find out the potential of learning new job, learning new skills in the candidate, whether this person, this candidate is having the potentiality of obtaining and learning new job or not. How quickly this candidate can learn new skills and new methods. Because when I'm hiring, when I'm keeping this going, I'm to keep this person, I will make him learn different things according to me. I will ask this person to learn new skills, new methods. So this test is meant to know this only. This test will help the manager to know about this candidate's performance, that how he will be performing in future and how he will be learning new skills and applying it for the benefit of this organization. So this is aptitude test, which helps the manager to know that person's ability of learning new skills and new methods. The third one is personality test. Okay. Personality here, I am not referring to the physical appearance of that person, because I am not looking at this time to the personality means the physical appearance. I would like to know the personality. It includes the behavior. Personality test is conducted to find out the behavior, the human behavior of the candidate. I repeat, human behavior. This test relates to finding out the intelligence, the aptitude, which we have already included in the first 2 points, the attitude and interest of the candidate. Now listen, this psychological test helps in finding out the approach of the candidate, whether candidate is having positive or negative approach, how the mentality of the person is, how much initiative he will be taking while performing the job. I would like to know at this stage only about the mental outlook of that person, whether that person is having the behavior which will help me to have the positive impact on the employees, the other employees, the candidates, impact on the consumers, because he is going to interact with a different type of people, with a different type of consumers. So this psychological test helps in knowing the approach of that candidate, whether that candidate is having positive impact or a negative approach, how much initiative he will be taking, initiative taking ability he is having or not. So the motivation level of the candidate is also tested through this psychological test. I'll just give an example. If we go to a store, okay, and we are not knowing exactly about the owner of that departmental store, a chain store, I suppose. I am purchasing a particular product from that store and I am then coming back to my home. While unwrapping the product, what I found is something very not desirable of that product, which was not promised to be given. So to whom I will blame at that very moment? I will blame the owner of that product, I mean the company name. I am not knowing the owner of that departmental store. I am not knowing the salesman who has sold this product to me. But what I am going to do? I am blaming the owner, the CEO of that company. So what does it mean? If I am hiring a person for me as an employee, what that employee will be doing in the coming days? He will be carrying my name, my company's brand and name in the masses, amongst the consumers. So it is very much essential for me as a manager, if I am screening and selecting an employee, to know whether this person is having that sort of a personality or not, because this person in the future is going to carry me and my name in the market. Very important test, I would like to say, personality test. The motivational level of the candidate can be judged through personality test. The social skills, if that person is having or not, also can be judged in this personality test, whether this person is a social or not. The ethics, he is having the ethics also or not. Okay, now I will proceed to the next type of a test, and that is trade test. This test is conducted to check the existing skill of an individual. Now listen, what this test is meant for. This test is to check whether this person is having existing knowledge of a particular job for he is applying today or not. I am finding here whether level of knowledge and proficiency is there or not in the area of profession and technical training. If today I am wanting a person to come and apply and sit for a particular job and do a particular job, in this test what I am testing? I am testing whether this person at this moment is right to sit and perform the duties right now or not. His trade test. I am here to check the existing skills that the person is possessing. So this test is helping us to find the level of knowledge and proficiency in the area of profession for which he is applying and coming to me. Maybe the technical knowledge. I'm testing here. Just for your information, and please note down the difference between trade test and the aptitude test that we have already discussed in second point. There is a difference. Trade test helps to identify your present skill of a person. It will help you to know the present skill that the person is having right now, while the aptitude test will help you to know the potentiality. It helps you to measure the potential or the ability for that person to acquire the new skills in the coming time, in the future. So this is the difference. So this is many of the students mess up two type of tests. They get confused. So please note down the difference in the aptitude test and in the trade test. Let's proceed to the next level of test, and that is interest test. So in this test, what we are doing, this test is conducted to find out the type of job in which candidate has more interest, as all the people have fascination for some jobs than others. Many of the employees, they are coming and they are having different interest in different of the fields. So this is the right time. I'm asking, I'm not personally meeting that employee, mind it. This test is not by meeting the person face to face, but I am finding out the details of that person. Just an example before we proceed in explanation of this point. When we go to in the market to purchase a particular product, what we do, we go to different shops. For example, if we are going to purchase a mobile, so what is the intention? To get the best mobile, isn't it? According to my range, according to the budget, according to the features which I am looking in that mobile phone. What I am doing? I am asking the salesman to please show me all the options that you are having. After comparing, after differentiating, after contrasting all the phones, then I am of different brands, of different companies, then I am coming to the conclusion that this phone is the best for me. After all comparison, after doing all the analysis and examining the different type of phones, then I am coming to the conclusion that this is the best for me because it suits me the most. What I am doing here also, I am comparing all things. I am getting all the details of an individual. To know the details, it is very much essential, because the most important input for a company, for a business organization, is the manpower, is the employee. So it is very much necessary to know each and everything regarding the employee, regarding the detail of the candidate, because I am going to hire this employee and I am give my brand, my company's name to that candidate. So why not to take all the details? Why not to get all the details right from the beginning to the end of this candidate? Because this person will be working with me in the coming time. He will be carrying my name. He will be carrying my logo, my brand, my image, my goodwill. It is very much necessary to know the detail and each and everything regarding this thing. That is why I am going to have these types of tests. So in the last test of interest test, what I would say is to know the type of job he is more interested. In the coming time, I may rotate him, I may give him different sections according to his interest. I would like to know here the different interest zone the person is having. Okay, for some jobs, while he has the fascination of jobs or not. So that concludes this selection test. Okay, in the next point, we are going to discuss the employment interview. Let's see the employment interview after this employment interview. So the next one is now employment interview. We are proceeding to the step number 3. Now what we are going to do in this step, the candidates now who has qualified the test in the previous step, now they are called for interviews. Very interesting. Please mind it, as the employees, as the candidates, the prospective employees rather I should say, now these candidates are proceeding to the further stage. What in between the things which is going on? The rejection. First and second step, in between comes the rejection. Second and third step, in between comes the rejection. So the ones who has been rejected, they have been rejected. And the ones who have been selected are now coming in the third category, and that is employment interview. In this, what we are doing, we are calling these candidates for the personal interviews. Now, to conduct this final interview, we need to have the panel of experts also. We have to call this panel of experts, because they are the one who are going to judge the accuracy. Before that, all the information that I was having in the hard copy. I would like to, I can say this, I was having all these data banks and the information that the employees or the candidate, the proposed employees and the candidates have provided, they were in the piece of paper. They were on the piece of paper. Now I want to see whether these person can qualify for the further stages or not. Panel of experts is called. Now the consultants who are specialized in their field ask questions from the candidates to test their professional or specialized knowledge related to the jobs. What this panel is doing? They are the consultants. They are the specialized, and they are asking the questions now from the candidates whether to see that they are having the professional and specialized knowledge in reality or not. It is very much essential to know whether this person, how he is carrying himself. Because in the previous explanation also, in the previous point, I told you that this person in the coming time will going to carry my name, my brand, my goodwill. The company is making him as the ambassador, isn't it? So it is very rightly to know the knowledge, the person, the professional as well as the specialized knowledge that the person is having, as well as how as a person this person is looking as. I am going to judge all this thing in this point. Employment interview. Now the interview has many advantages. This interview has many advantages also over the written one, because now the interview you can find out the confidence level also. It is very much necessary to know whether this person is having the confidence level or not. The candidate is having the confidence or not, the knowledge that he is having or not. In the reality, interview gives chance to the candidate also. On the other part, okay, listen, on the other part also, the interview it is giving chance to the candidate also to know what the company is. He must be having all the questions. Now this is the chance for the candidate also to clarify their queries regarding salary, the working condition, posting and all details. So, okay. So, once this employment interview is done, the next point is checking reference and background. The fourth point of the selection process is checking references and background. In the application form, basically, the candidate is supposed to give, actually company always asks the candidate to give the names of at least 2 reference. Company generally ask from the candidate to give the names of any 2 reference. For what? So that we can know the accuracy, the genuineness of the candidate. And if the candidate qualifies the interview, we are assuming that now the candidates, if they have applied and they have cleared from the employment interview, what now it is to find out the references of this personal, the reference about the personal character of the candidate also very much essential for the company to be known. Now in this step, the organization is doing what? The organization can cross check the information at this time which has been given by the candidate with the references. Now it is quite obvious that the candidate, when he is giving you the reference, he is going to give the reference of some positive persons only, which will be giving the positive response for the candidate. But still, we can find out the details, the whereabout of this candidate. This is the right time to check the background, the reference, the character of this person. The next point of the process, the number 5th point, is now the time to have the selection decision. In this point, what we are going to see, the candidate who passed the test. Now, the candidates, if we are assuming that they have passed the test, the various tests that we were having, the interview, the personal interview, and the reference check also, now we have placed them now in the selection list. And now the managers select the most suitable candidate from this list. Now, this is a sort of, we can say, the final screened list. This is the time to take the decision. The selection decision is the point. The managers sit together, then they select the most suitable candidate from the list. If we are searching for just a single candidate, we have to select from the most suitable candidate from the list that we are having. After this point, it comes the medical examination. Fine. In between, I would like to say that this is the sample of a selection procedure. This is not a procedure which all the companies are facing or they are applying and they are having it. It all depends upon the manager. The way they want, they can apply their process. This is a most commonly followed process that we are studying. So now the sixth point is the medical examination. Before giving appointment letter to the selected one, the candidates which are selected are sent for the medical fitness test. Very much necessary to know the medical fitness test, the level of the fitness of that employee also. I repeat once again, this person which I am going to hire for the future times will be a part of my company, will be carrying my name and my image and my goodwill. So I would like to know whether he is medically fit or not, physically fit or not. So for that, some organizations, they rather appoint their own doctors to do the test. Okay, while some companies sign contract also with the hospitals to carry on this thing, testing and all, checking of the medical fitness. So it depends upon company to company. So I think you are knowing about this, the reality what medical examination is and what is the gravity of it, I mean the need of it. We are going to see, I'll just give an example before I gave, that now I came to the decision that this mobile is the final one for me, because after comparing and after taking all the details from all the different companies' mobile, because I told you that I am going to, if I am going to purchase a mobile, I am going to compare, analyze and examine all the different companies' mobile of the budget, of the range that I am preferring here. After that, after coming to the conclusion, what I will see, I would like to see the warranty card, the guarantee. If what the company is offering to me, I am going to ask the salesman, come on, let me know the warranty, the life of this phone. What will happen after some time if this thing got damaged? Okay, so this is what medical examination also means. Our employee, the candidate which I am purchasing, I would like to say, I am hiring, is the most important and significant raw material or a factor of production that I am hiring. So it is very much essential for a company to hire the perfect raw material or a factor of production, that is manpower. The employee, the labor, the candidate should be in a perfect condition, should be enough, having the good fitness level also. I want to have an asset for my company, mind it. I want to hire an asset of my company for the coming time. Just imagine if this asset is converting into a liability for me. What will happen? It will be a great loss for the company if this asset is converting into a liability, because now that person is very much attached and very much associated to me and my company. So now it will become a liability for me. So please, a very suggestive point is for the manager, if they are going to hire, they should have this medical examination also. The next point is job offer. Now in this point, the applicants who clear the medical test are given job offer also through letter of appointment. What the company is doing now? They are giving the letter of appointment now And in this letter, date of joining, terms, condition of job, etc., all are mentioned. All the other details that you are supposed to mention in this letter of appointment, job offer. This is called job offer. Generally, a reasonable time also is given to the candidate, so as he can have his decision, he can think about it and join the organization. And the last but not the least point for this process of selection is contract of employment. I suppose everything is going on in a positive way. Mind it, in all the points in between, you are watching the one thing in which is common, and that is rejection. Rejection. And now we are on a verge of having the selection, the final selection, the final candidate in front of us. Last point is contract of employment. Now, when candidate accept the job offer, it refers to signing. Now, you need to sign the contract also. It's a contract, isn't it? Contract of employment is between employee and the employer. We need to have the contract. All the things are on a contract basis. While signing, so the employee, the incumbent or the candidate who is in front of me, they are now signing the contract of employment, in which the employer and the candidate exchange certain documents. The common content of contract of employment includes the job duties, obviously, the duties, the responsibilities, what the person will be now fulfilling and expected from the company, the allowances, the pay, the hours of work, the leave rules, and all are the basic things which the person, the candidate need to know. It should be all included in this contract in the written way. Okay, the probation period also, the company, they also mentioned the probation period, the conditions, all the things. It should be noted down in this contract of employment. So, if after signing of this contract, now one copy will always remain in with the employer, as well as one copy we can give it to the employee. So, after completion of this contract, we can say now that this topic or this process of selection now completes. So, I hope that the explanation of the selection process for the students of class 12th for the chapter of staffing is very much clear to you. If you understand it, if you like this, please subscribe the channel once again. And if you want to comment and ask your queries, you are free to write it in the comment box. Thank you for listening, and thanks for watching this video.